Going on, Jerome's beautiful day, and it's a good day to take a look at someone else's mock draft, and this is what I love. So, getting different perspectives about things, and our guy Thor Nystrom over at Fantasy Life, Matthew Berry, fantastic hire, Thor Nystrom, a lot of good draft content over there. Thanks to Thor, it's good times. And the whole thing about it is that this time of year, like I feel like there's a lot more disparate thoughts of what's going to happen in the middle and the late parts of the first round, where this time of year, about a month before the draft, there's a lot of lockstep. Maybe there's a little bit of groupthink, but I feel like there's a lot of flatness when it comes to the talent between picks 15 and 70. I think that there really is a lot of pick your poison. What would you prefer? And styles make fights and all of the other tropes. So I think that this draft is going to be spicy. Like, first couple of picks, quarterbacks are going to go high because of the quarterback tax and whatnot. Travis Hunter be in the mix. But after that, it's anything goes. And really respect Thor's takes. I don't think anyone watches more college football than Thor. All right, so let's dive into this. All right, so Tennessee Titans at 1, Cam Ward. That seems pretty set up because the Titans doing their homework. Mike Borgonzi, the new GM. They need a quarterback. They're trying to fix their offensive line, all that stuff. But Cam Ward, I don't know, the talent is there. I think that charisma-wise, he is a quarterback one as well. But it's so weird because last year's quarterback class was so good. And, J.J. McCarthy is going to be the best of the lot. But, I mean, would Cam Ward be quarterback 7 in that class? Would Shador be 8? I mean, it's open for discussion and debate. But I think you would have that. But, of course, teams need quarterbacks. The supply sometimes wanes over demand. But Cam Ward, 1-1, you are a Tennessee Titan. Shador goes to the Browns. I think that's why the Giants doubled down on quarterbacks in Jameis and now made a move with Russ, because I think they probably got a good authority that the Browns are taking Shador. Quarterbacks go 1-2. And they got to fade the cap situation with the whole stupid-ass contract with Deshaun. But Shador, I mean, he could be that guy. Now, I do wonder, even though, yes, he did play at Colorado, so I fully understand the irony of saying, I wonder if he can throw in winter, in winds, in snow, in sleet, sleet, all that stuff. But Shador, accuracy, toughness. It's interesting that he's going to be sharing the AFC North because a lot of comps between him and Joe Burrow are there. But Shador, I think he has a chance to be the dude, right? Even though this quarterback class is not as set it and forget it as last year, but Shador, in the right situation, could be that guy. But it's the Browns, so I don't know. 3, the Giants taking Travis Hunter. So now that they're freed up, because they probably think the quarterbacks go 1-2, could make sense. And yes, get Travis Hunter so that he can tackle as a wide receiver Jameis and Russ's interceptions. They got Abdul Carter following the Patriots. That's a great get. I mean, Vrabel is going to love Abdul Carter. This makes sense, even though, I mean, offensive line definitely would be a priority. Maybe they address that day too, but Carter has a chance to be a game changer and wrecker. Mason Graham go to the Jaguars. Genty going to the Raiders, which is great because that means he doesn't go to the Bears. Membu goes to Jets. So I know it hasn't really panned out where they take the physical freak offensive tackle. They look at Mekhi Becton, Fashanu last year from Penn State, but Membu has a chance to be that guy at right tackle, and we'll see what the Jets can do along the offensive line. Jahdae Campbell goes to the Panthers, where this isn't going to be sexiest pick in the world, but Jahdae is legit as an off-ball, as an edge. He can do a little bit of both, and I think that he would really solidify the middle of that Panthers defense. Tyler Warren goes to the Saints. Blah 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 blah. Jimmy Graham, but Tyler Warren is like Warren and Loveland. I think they're the tip of the spear in terms of a very, very good tight end class, which the Vikings should partake, by the way. But Warren goes to the Saints. I kind of hate it because screw the Saints, straight into the sun. Shamar Stewart goes to the Bears now. Stewart is the physical toolsy prospect where, I mean, just potential is there, but production hadn't really panned out at Texas A&M, and he played along with a bunch of really fantastic D-line players. Shamar Turner, the other Shamar, Scorton, as well as Walter Nolan for 2 seasons, but Stewart has a chance to be that guy, but we'll see if he does pan out here with the Bears. Campbell goes to the 49ers. Where, how does this happen? I know that Will Campbell, like, people will use his arm length and wingspan against him, but Campbell just coming in, and eventually, like, he's going to replace Trent Williams. That's a great get for the 49ers. Tet goes to the Cowboys. So we got Tet and CeeDee Lamb. Kind of like it. Well, as long as they don't trade Dak to the Browns, which probably ain't going to happen now. Emin Wari goes to Dolphins. I think this is the highest I've seen Emin Wari, and I think that he is a legitimate talent, where if the Vikings do want to go safety in the first round, Emin Wari, Starks, Jahdae Barron in that mix, but Emin Wari 1-for-1 replacing Holland, that's really good for them. The Colts taking Loveland. Now, there are a lot of mocks where Warren falls to the Colts, which is funny because the whole Dallas Turner comparisons. But Loveland is a great mover, and the Zach Ertz comps are pretty damn legit, and just sucks because he would be a great sleeper pick to be reunited with J.J. McCarthy at 24, but is what is. Jalen Walker stays in the great state of Georgia. Georgia goes to Falcons. They desperately need a pass rush. Simmons goes to the Cardinals. You're just really trying to suture things up along the offensive line. I think Monty Ossenford is really smart to go out and go do that. Michael Williams goes to the Bengals. They need as much pass rush as possible from cheap contracts, and also if they get rid of Hendrickson, I mean, this Williams pick makes even more sense. Matthew Golden goes to the Seahawks. Hey, at last, a weapon for Sam Darnold. He's still going to get killed because their offensive line sucks, but hey, JSN, Golden, and Cooper Kupp. There you go. Bucks take Mike Green. That's really good. That's really good. Where I feel like the Buccaneers are sometimes the island of misfit toys, where you got Vita Vea, who's, of course, a stud. I think probably won't get in the Hall of Fame, but definitely should be in the Hall of Very Good. Kalijah Cansey getting after things as well. Now you got Mike Green. Kind of love it. The Broncos, it's made no secret that the Broncos either could go running back or tight end. Hampton in this spot, I mean, that's a really good get. Now, I don't want to get the whole, well, Javonte Williams was a North Carolina running back too. Don't care. It's got the player, not the helmet. Hampton with the Broncos could be really damn legit, which sucks because screw stupid ass Sean Payton. Egbuka goes to the Steelers. Now, this is probably part and parcel of Pickens getting traded. But I don't know. But either way, even if they don't trade Pickens and then just have him play out his rookie deal, Pickens and DK on the outside, Egbuka working the slot could be good for Aaron Rodgers. 22, the Chargers get Kenneth Grant, and Jim Harbaugh has raved about Kenneth Grant, so reuniting him makes a lot of sense out there in L.A. Will Johnson goes to Packers. If Will Johnson gets to this point, go up and go get him. I think Will Johnson is that legit, but in terms of the Packers, I mean, yeah, they do need him because Stokes didn't work out. They're probably getting rid of Jair, which is a stupid contract too, but kind of stinks that he's going to Green Bay because that's a great defense for J.J. McCarthy. Justin Jefferson, former J.J. McCarthy teammate, blah, blah, blah. 24, the Vikings, Jahdae Barron. It's a player that I absolutely love. And, Barron, the pride of Texas, hook him. His versatile, going to be like a big slot type player. Safety versatile as well. Great in zone, great in ball hawking, doing all that stuff. And his versatility is going to be a huge plus for Brian Flores in this defense. This is what Thor wrote. Adding a rotational defensive lineman to play behind Harrison Phillips, Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, Minnesota's 3-4 system is absolutely in play. And the Vikings do have serious interest in interior defensive lineman Derek Hammond, who remains on board. So Harmon, Nolan, Zabor, there's a lot of really good. Gray Zabel, there's a ton of great players on board. However, the secondary is a bigger area of need, and you can't find a better fit for Brian Flores' defense than Barron. Barron is instinctive and active, deciphering offensive intentions immediately and springing into action. In coverage in 2024, Barron allowed 0 goose egg D'Angelo Russell touchdowns, 272 yards, 65 targets, and 5 interceptions. He is a destructive secondary presence in his own scheme. Texas move Barron all over the formation. He has extensive experience at boundary corner, in the slot, and in the box as a dime linebacker. The kind of versatility Flores fetishes, which, whatever works. But yeah, the Vikings secondary, they have added pieces, and obviously they believe in Theo Jackson replacing Cam Beasley. Harrison Smith back for one more year, but adding Barron's versatility, where, like Thor said, outside corner, big slot, could play single high, could play split safeties. He can do a lot of things. He can be the man in the box as well. Like he is going to be that guy. And I know, like, there are some questions, about the vertical leap and his broad jump, but overall, like, he had a great 40 time 4.39, as well as a great 10-yard split, which is huge with Kwesi. But a little bit undersized, but pound for pound, he packs a punch and really gets after things. So I think Jahdae Barron would be phenomenal for the Vikings. But as always, like, it's not so much who you pick, it's like who is left on the table. So Zabel goes to the Texans. That's good. Kelvin Banks, thanks, goes to the Rams. Booker goes to the Ravens. I don't see Booker too much as a first-round pick, but again, styles make fights, and Booker with the Ravens would be legit. Absolutely legit. Pierce goes to the Lions. Really polarizing on him. Like, some teams may have him high, some teams may have him off their draft board, but Pierce going to the Lions and him and Hutch try and get after things makes sense. Hairston, creeping in the first round, would love to see that. He ends up with the Commies. Nolan goes to the Bills. Nolan and Ed Oliver, let's go. Let's go. And then Chiefs getting Josh Connolly. They're always in need of tackle help. He could go wide receiver in this spot as well. And then the Eagles just getting Malachi Starks because Howie Roseman can't help himself with Georgia defenders. But also, I mean, Starks, Blankenship, DeJean, Quinion Mitchell in that secondary, Jesus Christ. I mean, lordy. All right. But Jahdae Barron absolutely would be a monster and a stud. Would not mind him at all landing here with the Vikings. And, yeah, because it kind of stinks, too, because maybe the Vikings could pull off a trade down, but you need someone to want to come up. And just because there's so much talent and there's so much variance at the back end of the first round, I don't think that it's a slam dunk that the Vikings will be able to do that and get adequate compensation for moving down. All right, but players still left on the board. LB3 doesn't make it in the first round. Derek Harmon doesn't make it in the first round, which kind of stinks. Darius Alexander, I think, will be in that mix. TJ Sanders, Tyleek Williams, Xavier for Watts, Trey Amos, Siobhan Ravel, corners that definitely could sneak into the back end of the first round. Then top of the second round guys, you got Scattaboo, you got Judkins, you got Prince, you got JT, you got Restrepo, where, I don't know, I feel like Restrepo might fall a little bit because of the 40, but that's not his bag. Arroyo, Darian Porter, Ursary, the Gophers, great offensive lineman as well, just sitting there chilling. So, again, there's going to be a ton of talent available outside of the first round, and maybe the Vikings will get some, maybe they won't. But either way, like, if the Vikings end up sticking and picking and taking Jahdae Barron, I think that he's tailor-made for this Flores defense and would make a solid position group even stronger. And I would absolutely love and adore it. But your thoughts are thoughts. A Thor Nystrom mock draft. Vikings get Jahdae Barron, the Pride of Texas. Hook him, baby. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, his thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull production value.